Hi, Merry Meet, and welcome to the video. Uh, Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about binding spells. We were having a discussion in the Facebook group, and somebody says that somebody said that binding is usually negative, and we should respect free will, and we should not bind a person or bind somebody with you, or you shouldn't bind something else, and blah blah blah. So you're having quite a discussion and debate on that, which is quite interesting. And if you want to catch that, I will give the link to my Facebook group in the details. You can join the Facebook group. You can catch me there. Uh, but I just want to share my opinion on binding. See, there are two, three things that you have to understand. And I do my videos and for the beginners, and especially my group is also for the beginners. And then as far as binding is concerned, this is what you need to understand, that uh, you know if somebody says that my husband is a recovering alcoholic and I want to bind him, could you do that for me? I would say no. Okay, because the reality is that there is no need for us to bind the husband. What needs to be done is that we need to bind the spirit of alcoholism in it. So we need to understand what we are binding and why we are binding it. So basically, we have to understand the root of it. Okay. Also, I don't think binding spells are negative. It actually depends on what you are binding, and how you are doing it. Um, but then somebody asked me that, so what kind of binding you use? And so I thought that I should probably do a video on that. So I have, a couple of methods, not a couple, probably three or four methods that I use, but I'm going to share a very interesting method with you today that I have developed over a period of time, and I find it extremely effective as far as the spell is concerned. And I think you should also try that. Now, this is, again, it is a beginner spell. There are not many intricate details. It's fairly a simple spell. You can do it as a beginner, um, especially if you're binding someone to you, or binding some habit in someone. Okay. So this is what you can do, and I mean, this is a spell that you can use. Another thing is that uh, I don't know, as far as binding is concerned, I just don't really think that it is negative, to be honest with you. Okay. Because that's what the debate was about. Everybody was like, binding is negative, and we should not, and we should respect free will. Now, here's the thing about free will. Many don't believe in free will, many don't believe in karma. If you believe in karma, then don't do it. If you believe in free will, don't do it. If you are a Wiccan, or you are studying to be a Wiccan, then I don't think that you should against you should go against free will. But if you are eclectic like me, because see, I study Wicca, I have studied Wicca, I still study Wicca, I teach Wicca. A lot of spells that I make are, I mean, the basis of them are Wicca. But do I follow it? Uh, no, I don't. Okay. Um, so because I'm eclectic, I like to bring out the best in everything and then combine and make my own path. That's how I roll. Uh, I I practice voodoo, and you can't practice voodoo with Wicca. That's just not going to work. Okay, but what you need to understand is that uh, you know. if you respect free will, then probably you should be very careful as to um, what you are binding, who you are binding, how you are binding. And if you don't care about that, then go for it. Okay, what I want to share with you is a very simple binding spell with you. You don't need a lot of things. What you need is a lock and the key to it. Okay, just an ordinary lock, a brand new lock. Okay, and the key. What I have done is I have already washed it and cleansed it with my cleansing water that I make. Okay, I think I have done a video on how to make a cleansing water. So when I make that, I make extra, and then I store it. What I have already done is I have anointed it with jasmine oil because I'm going to do love binding. Okay. uh, what what you need to do is wash it with the cleansing water, a brand new lock and the key. Wash it with the cleansing water, anoint it with jasmine oil. Okay, now can you see this hole? Okay, can you see this hole? Okay, what I've done is I have inserted on a piece of paper, I have written the names of my clients who I was doing the love binding for. So I've written their name, and then I've made a love sigil also, and then I've put some magical characters there and symbols there, and my own magical symbol that I use and everything. And of course, I'm not going to share that with you. I'm sorry, because it's very personal. But what I've done is I've written that on the piece of paper, and then I have put that chit inside it, and I have, and then you can pour a little bit of jasmine oil in this. Okay, and then what you need to do is put your intentions into it. Okay, to say love, love, love. Bind them both together forever. This is my will, so mote it be, so mote it be, so mote it be. And then you close it. Okay. Now this has to be placed on a crossroad. You just go to the crossroad and you just leave it there. This has to be either buried, on your property, or it has to be thrown inside a river. Okay, so it has to go to a place where nobody can reach it. So either buried or thrown inside a river. If you have a river like me, flowing right next to your house, and I love it. I love going there and sitting and meditating. But if you don't have that, you can bury it in the ground. Okay, this is one of the binding spells that I use. Now, once you've done that, you come back and then you light a white candle. I've already done that. I was doing this for a client, uh, so I've done that, and I've come back and I've lit my white candle. So what you can do is after you have left the lock on the crossroad, and at the key in the river, you come back, you light a white candle, sit, sorry, meditate, and offer your prayer. Say a little prayer for people that, like I said it for my clients, and I said that love will bring them together. So it's a couple, who've been married for 15 years, and they have rough patch, and I want them to get over it, sort things out, and I want them to fall in love again. They should feel the freshness in their love. So what I'm also going to do is, once the candle is burnt out, I'm going to sit here and meditate till the candle burns out. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. You don't have to do it. You can just let it burn. Okay, and you can go do whatever you want to do, and then come back to it once it's burned. Then I am going to take some fresh flowers, preferably red roses and pink roses. Take their petals, and then with the remaining of the candles, I'm going to leave that also on the same crossroad where I left the lock. So that is one of my binding love spell that I wanted to share with you guys. Like the video, subscribe, comment. Let's have a discussion and let me know what do you think about it. Do the spell. Tell me if it worked or not. Share your feedback with me. Okay. God bless you. Take care. Love you always. Thank you for watching.